This poem is dedicated to all the fallen leaves in our family trees. May your souls rest in peace so our minds could be at ease. That day, I don't know what was worse. Me walking in the church while people cried inside. I tried to block the hurt as he lay on his back. They closed the casket and pushed his remains inside of a hearse to drive him to the cemetery to be covered in dirt. That image. Well, that image remained stained in my brain, and those feelings that I felt, I vowed to never let my kids feel the same. As it slowly began to rain, it rained a lot that day. And in my mind, my mental landscape was torn like tornadoes, terrorizing territories thought by thought, trying to process this loss, trying to figure out who's at fault. As I fought back feelings of sorrow, my grandmother rubbed me on my back and told me keep faith in today and hope that joy comes tomorrow, and I tried. Lord knows I tried. Overwhelmed and emotionally distraught, all I could do was cry. So I just cried. And as my mother dried my eyes, she tried to hold me in an attempt to console me. But that day, life taught me a valuable lesson that could never be questioned. It taught me that death is as much a part of life as life itself, and we must live life and not leave it on the shelf, because once that notice is set and death comes to collect its debt, it will collect. But it's up to us to have lived our best. My great-grandmother, Dorothy Hill, she was 96 years young when her last breath escaped her lungs. And when I caught wind of the news, I was reminded of a song. My sunshine has come, and I'm all cried out, and there's no more rain in this cloud. It was hard to see someone that I'd known so long be so strong to be so weak right before they reached glory. But you see, that was her story. Every day she lived her glory. A strong black woman, the head of a black family, the roots of our family tree. I was happy for that branch that she created because it sprouted my leaf. And together we felt the warmth of plenty summers before she died in the fall. But not before she taught me in life that you will feel the coldness of the winter, but it's that very thing that makes you appreciate your new growth in the spring. So for that, I'm forever thankful. You see, love fostered in the form of relationships provides us with that fuel we need sometimes to push through life. So we might as well keep pushing, right? Jamar and Keyshawn, my firstborn, my son, born with skin as dark as night and eyes as bright as starlight, given to me on the same day that we laid my father to rest. So I couldn't help but to feel as if I was blessed, but with that I was left with a quest. So I asked, how does a fatherless child be a father to a child? But knowing that he had my blood flowing through his veins, and me never wanting him to feel the pain from that rain that fell on my head that day that me and my father parted ways, taught me that every time I doubted myself, I must love him even harder. Then came Brooklyn Marie, my second born, my daughter. She looks at me with such admiration that it gives my eyes precipitation. And in her eyes, I can do no wrong. She's my princess, I'm her king, and we have a bond so strong that I can never picture leaving her alone. That's why it's hard for me to believe that some people would germinate a seed and not stay to nurture its growth, because that's when they need us the most, and parents, we have to stay on our post. That's why I have no sympathy for the deadbeat. In life, there will be death, but in death, there can be new growth. But we can't be so blinded by the loss that we don't pay attention to the lesson that's being taught, because that's what really matters the most. In my life, I've had loss and trials and tribulations, but I've learned not to be sad, because all that I've learned and I've earned really taught me how to be that dad that I never had. Rest in peace to all that is lost. But please understand that we have to love what we have.